Hello everyone. So today we are starting with the R programming. The first session of today is related to R programming nuts and bolts. So I'm just typing the comment, that is we are doing R programming nuts and bolts. So these are nothing but you can say the basics of R, that in which we will see various kind of R objects that we have to use. Along with that, we will see how we can define certain variables. So in this case, I'm just using console, or you can also add a script if you want to. So in this case, script is there, so we can also make a script. But before going towards the script, we have to first see how we can run the commands. If we want to clear the screen, we just have to type Ctrl plus L. So in this case, I'm just defining a variable known as popular variable, not popular so called, but it is a variable that is known as X, and I am giving a number that is 12, which is my birthday also. So in this case, I am using a variable that is X, whose values has been assigned as 12. So in this case, you can see the environment is showing that I have already defined a value that is known as X, which is equal to 12. After that, if we want to publish, or you can say print something, then you can also use a command that is known as print. It will also do the same because it is present in console. It is automatically giving me the value. So in this case, if I am writing it xx, so it is giving me the value of 12, or instead of this, if you can write the x, it automatically gives me the value of 12. But we can see here it is already mentioned that x is given as 12 value. Along with that, you can see if we make a file, for example, the format of R is .r. For example, in case of presentation, the format is .ppt. In case of documents, it is docx or doc. Or for example, in case of images, it is png or jpg format. So in case of R, if we have to save a file, so we have, for example, I'm saving it and I'm calling it as .r. So it is my, for example, first experiment, and it will be very big if I am writing like this. So I'm just writing 1st. So it is like that. So I'm just saving it, and you can see automatically the file has been saved by 1st, or you can say first.r. So I'm coming back towards this. If you want to do certain kind of characters, then you can also define it like this. For example, x1, or I'm saying what is your name. Your name variable is there, and if I'm using it like this, so in this case, for example, I'm typing my name like Ashish, or should I call it my full name, so it is Ashish Katyal, or should I write my full profile, so it is Dr. Ashish Katyal. So I'm just entering it. Automatically you can see it has been allocated. Either you can directly call that variable, it automatically gives. This is the power of RStudio. So in this case, it automatically recommend me the names that are starting with your. So I'm just typing it, and you can see a string has been defined by the name Dr. Ashish Katyal. Along with that, if you want to do certain other things, the key things that you can do in case of R, like evaluation, or you can say you can use an range operator. Range operator is suggests that, for example, if I'm saying a value is starting from 110 and it is going towards 300, then you have to define the values. Either, for example, R is very good for vectors. So for example, if I am defining a variable known as x1 and I am giving a vector, it consists of 5 different values. For defining a vector, we use C, or you can also use vector in this case for defining the vector. First, we will go for the traditional method, that is by the use of C, that is we are defining it like this. So in this case, 5 values are there, and if I am clicking enter, then you can see x1 has been defined from the range 1 to 5. You have to keep this thing in mind, that in case of Python, the value starts from 0, while in case of R, the value starts from 1, or you can say indexing start from 1 in case of R, while in case of Python, the indexing start from 0. So in this case, if I'm just typing x1, you can see all things are there. But if you want to use this range operator like this, here number has been defined, you can see, and the range from 1 to 5. So for example, if I have to use a range operator in this case, so I'm using range operator, or which is sometimes also known as evaluation of values. So in this case, for example, I'm using and I'm assigning a variable known as x2. So in this case, you can see I'm using a value known as 100 and I want to go towards 300. So it's a huge number. 201 values are there because it is starting from 100 and it is going till 300. So if I want to print this, I can write print, or you can simply say I can type x2 in this case, or we can use this particular thing, that is 1 to 5 thing. So for that I need to clear my screen, so I'm using Control plus L. So in this case the screen has been cleared. After that, if I want to mention the range, so x3 variable is there, in which I'm not using a key term that is known as C for vectors, or the vector thing which we can use. So for example, one other way which I have told you is regarding this. So you can use this same method, vector, that is here you have to define the mode and the length. So in this case, if I'm going, it is giving me the error. So instead of this, we can use a range operator. In this case, I will tell you more about this vector thing in our future sessions. So in this case, for example, I'm writing x4 and I'm assigning. Here assignment is used like this in case of, it is known as left assignment. So in this case, I'm using a range operator from 1 to 5. So it is including 1 2 3 4 5. So it has been assigned. You can see x4, here it is integer, which is 1 to 5. Here it is number from 1 to 5. So integer has been defined, range is 1 to 5. So you can also check other things. So there are various things that are available in case of R in form of R object. So first we will see how many types of R objects are there. Then in the future session we will see how we can call those particular kind of sessions, or we can say how can we call these kind of objects in our future sessions. So in simple terms, we can say that there are 5 different kinds of R objects are there. First, I have to write R object so that you can able to see. So R objects are there. So for example, I am using a write assignment. So how many types of R objects are there? So for example, the most common one is character. So in this case, for example, my name is there, Dr. Ashish Katyal. So it's a character thing. Along with that, some real numbers are there. So numbers are also there, or numeric, you can, to be precise. Another one is the integers, which I have shown you. So there are two things I have defined. In the x1, when I have used a vector C along with 1 2 3 4 5, it is a number, and when I have used a range operator, it is nothing but an integer. So integers we have seen. Along with that, there are complex value that involves iota thing. So complex objects are also there. So in this case, I have written it in the wrong manner. Complex values are there, and logical thing are also there. And you can see in case of R, the comment is started with an hashtag sign, and the color has been, you can see the blue color is there. So logical, or you can say true false thing is also there in this case. So all in caps. So I am writing true, false, all the things are there. So I'm just clicking at enter. So all the things have been mentioned. So in the future session, we will cover all the different kind of characters, numeric. So here the spelling is different, numberic लिख दिया. So instead of saying numeric, it is numeric. So integers are there, complex and logical things are there. So these kind of things we will study in our next session. Thank you so much.